What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. Yesterday I did a video on Lefty Gunplay getting arrested in El Paso, Texas. And I wanted to make sure everything was legit. It turns out it was. And it's a very unfortunate thing. Out of the three charges, apparently one of the ones, and the one that's the most serious, is allegedly Lefty got caught with some stuff on him in booking or whatever, right? So that is introducing it into a correctional facility. That's why they had that charge. I think it was the third charge on the list. I still don't know. It's still in the air of how this will be prosecuted. As far as, a lot of people are telling me that is one of the bluer counties in Texas. Surprising to me. I didn't know there were any, but they were saying it was a more lenient area. I don't know the area. I'm hearing it is, and then I'm hearing other people say that's a minimum 5 years that he's looking at. Hopefully not. Hopefully they'll be able to work something and, work a deal and get some community service and put on some free concerts out there in Texas or something. I don't know. Something. They'll figure it out. But I want to hit you guys with a little bit of a backstory. So somebody that was there with Lefty, met Lefty prior to his arrest, reached out through Discord. And so apparently when Lefty and his entourage got there, his homies, whoever he was with, I didn't ask how many he was with and all that. But when they got there, the vatos from the area, my understanding, it was Barrio Azteca guys, approached him. And they had a discussion with Lefty and his crew, and everything was firme. And that's to be expected. When you land out of town, and there's somebody there, it's expected for you to show them respect and get a little understanding, right? So people can move around freely and not have to get into it, not have to, act a fool. So they had that first engagement, and from what I was told, what you see, who you see on camera when you see Lefty is not who they interacted with. He wasn't clowning, and he was level-headed, from my understanding, my interpretation. And again, everything was cool. Everybody had a good time. And I was told that at that point in that interaction, everybody was firme, that nobody had to worry about anything. Everything was good. But apparently Lefty then, I guess when him and his entourage left somewhere, that's when whatever took place. I see on the charge, I said it yesterday, it says there's a seatbelt infraction. And this individual from Texas that reached out to me and reached out to us through Discord, he said that night that the gang task force, whatever, I don't know what they refer to it as over there, but the gang unit in El Paso was out very, very deep. As we know, Lefty has a lot of ink. I'm sure they probably were following, the cops were probably following Lefty Gunplay as soon as he landed, as is to be expected. You're from California. You're the world's most famous gangbanger. And so you go into Texas, I'm sure they had at the least an undercover unit, at least one following them around and looking for a reason. And so when they saw them go and have a good time, I'm sure sometimes some cops don't like that. They were following Lefty around, hoping more than likely that an altercation would have jumped off and they would have been able to snatch up some of the bad guys off the streets and be heroes. Luckily, that didn't happen, and maybe that was disappointing to some that were following. And so a simple infraction like not putting on your seatbelt leads to the cops flashing them, pulling them over. Okay, now step out of the car. And then, hey, what's this we found? And so let this be a lesson to those of you that go out of town, whether you're a rapper or not. When you're going anywhere, man, if you're riding dirty, why wouldn't you have a seatbelt on? Why wouldn't you use your traffic signals, your blinkers? Why wouldn't you make sure your brakes and headlights are fully functional? Like, these are simple things that if you know you're riding dirty, you take care of. Maybe this was Texas's version of the hip hop police trailing the guys that come from out of town. These guys come, and again, Lefty Gunplay, man, I don't know how it's going to work out for him as far as, his line, the world's famous gangbanger. That could turn around and haunt him in Texas, and maybe it won't. Maybe that would be an incentive for them to want him to do some kind of community service out there. And I don't see him doing what, you remember what they did with T.I. made him, what was it? He did a commercial for Crime Stoppers or something like that. Yeah, I don't think Lefty's going to do that. People are asking if Lefty does time, where is he going to do it? How is he going to do it? He's going to do his time wherever they send him. If he gets sentenced to prison over there, he's going to do his time wherever they send him, and he's going to do it however he wants. It's not for me to speculate. I know some people, that don't like him. They're already in the comments talking about he's going to do this and he's going to do that and he can't do this and he can't do that. Well, fortunately for him, you ain't doing his time if he gets time, and he's going to do it how he sees fit. I'm glad that when the gangsters from Texas went to meet him, I'm glad that everything turned out good, that there was no misunderstandings, that everybody was able to have a good time. Hopefully people networked, and there's other business opportunities, legitimate business opportunities in store. I talked to somebody else in the industry yesterday, and I wanted to get his take on Texas, because I've never been there. We only know what we hear, right? So I wanted to talk to somebody who's been in the industry for a long time, who's done a lot out there in Texas and all over the place. And he told me, hey, man, Texas shows us love out there, man. They're really good people. And I choose to believe that, man, instead of people who've never been or just want to create dissension. So shout out to Texas, man. Thank you for welcoming the Californians that went over there with Lefty himself. I'm glad there was nothing bad that came of this between the two groups, right? And it's unfortunate, and we will stay tuned to see what's next on this case with Lefty. Lefty, so far that I'm aware of, it's, what time is it? It is 8:40 in the morning right now on Tuesday. And so far as I understand, Lefty hasn't made any comments, any statements regarding the arrest. And I think that's a good thing. I think that's a smart thing. And hopefully, if he decides to mention anything, hopefully he says, hey, I went out there, there was a little thing, it keeps it positive. Don't disrespect the authorities out there, because it will come back and bite you in the ass. Talk about how beautiful El Paso was, how beautiful the people were, and how great the event was, man. With that said, I'm going to bring this to a close. Keep it short. Everybody, please be safe, be smart, and tell the ones that you love them.